I'm very appreciative of the event tonight and that we're here to talk about the state of Black Hartford because that was the title. Black Hartford is not represented I have concerns on our town committee. And Mr. Stallings, you were brave enough to mention it earlier. Our Democratic Town Committee is basically a white power structure, but there are more blacks on it than Hispanics or whites together. So my question for the black candidates up here primarily is, the blacks on the Democratic Town Committee have given Mr. Perez an opportunity, and they've given Mr. Bronin an opportunity previously. And when Mr. Bronin came, and by the way, I do like our mayor, I'm just not a fan of his administration, but Mr. Bronin was a library board member for 2 years. That was his qualification. I've gone to city council for 25 years, and I never saw him there once before he ran for office.
So your question is?
Thank you, ma'am. So my question is, we now have historically the most qualified black candidate in the history of Hartford since we changed our charter system, 75 years. A state representative with 7 years. He's the head of a caucus citywide, and he runs the housing committee. I want to know, why is Black Hartford concerned about whether he calls them back, or is Black Hartford on the town committee going to give the most historically qualified candidate an opportunity to run on the Democratic Town Committee?
Thank you for your question. Next.
That would be Stan.
No, that's not Stan.
I'm not
That's
mentioning
Brandon McGee.
You have the government you deserve because you voted for the government that's now in place. We have to get out of this attitude of anybody but Carrie, anybody but Mayor Mike, anybody but Eddie, anybody but Pedro, now anybody but Luke. We can't continue down that road, all right? Who is the most qualified individual up here to receive the party's nomination? Who is the most electable for the party? I'm trying to get you all to divorce yourself from the plantation of party politics. I don't care whether it's Democrat or Republican. They're the reason that we're in the mess we're in right now, and we have the clown in chief at the middle, sitting down there at what is it, 1200 Pennsylvania Avenue? 1600. There we go. 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. All right. You have to vote purposely. I'm glad there's a lot of people up here, and I'll say plainly for the mic and everybody else, I'm glad there's several black candidates up here. Because Black Hartford deserves to choose who it wants to be its mayoral candidate. Okay? The town committee can do its job, and if the town committee feels they want to vote for somebody else, that's their prerogative. I'm not seeking the town committee's endorsement. Because I'm not running for the machine. We're not going to split the black vote. We're going to split the machine vote. Let's be real about this as people roll out seniors from the senior center who have already a captive audience in terms of how many votes they have. Okay? If you want to talk about real leadership, you want to talk about governance in this city, then people have to be responsible. This is your government. This is the reflection of your government. I said this to the mayor sitting at Ashley's. No disrespect to him. You want to see the state of Black Hartford? He's sitting right there. You all put him in. You have an opportunity. The town committee didn't put him in. The Hartford citizens put him in. Okay? Because the town committee can nominate somebody, but it is the party. There are 49,000 Democrats, of which I am one. And so, when will we get up and vote, not because somebody is black or Latino or white, but because they have the best interest of Hartford at heart. And when we start thinking that way, it'll be acted out. And until then, you have the government you deserve. I'm glad that young man is running, because his son is the reason that we're all in this room. And until we start seeing him and valuing him and all the other children in this city, we're all doomed. He's our future. And we're in here playing politics. It's unacceptable at any level. And it's time for us to man up. We need leadership that's willing to take the bullet. That's what leadership is. And we need people to step up to the plate on every level. Town committee, everywhere. People need to step up to the plate. You have plenty of qualified people up here. Every last person up here is qualified, because they're citizens of the United States and they have a desire to run.
Thank you, Sam.
Hartford is run by the Democrat Party. It's a single party town. And it would make no difference if it was a two-party town or if it was run by Republicans. All right? Anytime an organization runs a thing, the organization that manages or runs it wants to remain in power. When a political party runs the responsibility of governing your city, they're more concerned about remaining in power than they are concerned about providing needs for you, the constituent. It's your government, not the party's government. That's my only issue with the party. I'm a Democrat, all right? But I will never be embraced and accepted by the Democrat Party in theory, because I'm not towing the party line. You understand what I'm saying? So the party needs someone to run for mayor. The mayor is an instrument, and he is a component of the machine that is city government. But he's less accountable to you and more accountable to the party. And the party has an apparatus by which to hold him accountable. The town committee. All right. And then the chairman of the party for the local municipality. And then the chairman of the state. And then and on and on and on. And the president and all that other stuff. And so the state committees. All right. So they want to vet you. So you run for some local office first and you see if you can be trusted, this, that, and the third. Can you be trusted to lie, cheat, steal, put out lies, take in cash? Can you be trusted to do that? If you can't, then we can bring you in. All right, but we always got to hold you at bay because the power is tight. The power is like an aphrodisiac. People like it. It's worse than cocaine. Right? They want the power, and once they get a taste of the power, they want to hold on to the power because the power is literally to give projects up or down. That's it. All right, but the power is not meant for that. The power is there to manage the system on behalf of you all, the residents. Okay. But when you as a constituent are not satisfied because there's people being murdered and it doesn't seem like anyone's giving it any attention, and you feel that your investigative agencies like the police department should be looking into these things, you then become a thorn in the side of the people who are supposed to be doing stuff. All right? Or you have a community review, like a civilian review board. And the civilian review board flags particular incidents that happen by police officers. But those incidents might be a liability to the city. So the city is crushing those things from going any further because if they do so, in theory, they'll expose themselves to a liability and they can be sued for millions of dollars. So they never sees the light of day. So you, the constituent, who's supposed to be in charge of all of this, are kept in the dark. There's no transparency because they don't want you to know what's going on with your government because it is a threat to their power. So if you want any of that to change, you need to elect somebody who you can hold accountable, as opposed to the party installing someone who is beholden and accountable to them. This is not rocket science. Very simple. Very, very simple. Very simple. Don't let anyone tell you that you don't have the capacity to hold accountable your elected officials. They want you to think that way because then you accept the fact that you don't have accountability over them. But you didn't put them there. The party put them there. Understand? The party put them in office, not you. You think your votes put them there, but it didn't. It only takes 35 votes to get into the office of mayor. That's the town committee. If those 35 people come out and vote for them, they're in. They don't need you to come out. All right? So you have the illusion of choice, the illusion of a modicum of control that you think you have, that you find that the rude awakening comes 3 weeks after they get in office. You get the old royal shaft because you didn't put them there. You understand? If you put them there, they would be beholden to you. If you put them there, as an elected representative of the people, you are beholden to the people, not the party. And that's why Hartford is in the shape it's in, because your elected officials are beholden to the party.